So this book is called A World of Squirrels, and you're going to be reading about a rodent that we see everywhere. What's the new word you just heard? What did I just say?
Rodent.
Rodent. And a rodent, oh, you know what? We're going to find out what a rodent is when we're reading this book. But a squirrel is considered a rodent. So go ahead and look through the pictures in this book and talk to your partner about what you're seeing in the pictures. So we're going to take turns. Jackson, you get to talk to, is it Hunter? Hudson about the first page. And then you're going to turn the page. And Hudson, you're going to talk to Jackson about the next page, okay? You go first, and Alyssa, you're going to talk to me, okay? What are you noticing?
Okay, and this squirrel is like eating a nut.
Okay, I'm going to stop you. So I'm going to teach you something about pictures. I think that's really important. When you talk to your partner, I want you to kind of point out something you notice. So for example, I would say, I notice he has these really big yellow teeth. I notice that. Turn the page. What's something that you notice? Talk to your partner about what you notice. Go first, go first, go first. What do you notice? That's interesting.
He's hiding in a tree. He's hiding.
Okay. So teachers, rather than just having them retell what's in the picture like we have been doing, you want to try to get them to zero in on one part of the illustration that might be important. Okay guys, turn to page 2. There's just a couple words I need to introduce before you're ready to head out. In this book, you're going to be learning, page 2, way back at the beginning, about that squirrels live in both the city and the country. So let me show you the word country right here. Can you put your finger on country? Kind of a tricky one. Country. It's in the near the bottom of the page. There it is. Awesome. Okay, turn to page 6. And here we see that the squirrel is going to bury his food because it's winter. He's going to find the food that he had already buried. Can you find bury? That's tricky. It's in the second line. Good job. Very good. That's buried. This one is buried, and this one is bury. Notice the difference between the two. Point to bury. Okay, bury their food, and then point to buried. You already buried the food. Excellent. Now, also on this page, we see, the next page, 8, we see a bold word. A bold word is real dark. There are actually 2 of them. Okay, so let me talk about bold words. When you see a word that's bold, that means it's in the glossary. And let me show you. The glossary is the very last page of the book. Keep your finger in this page, but turn to the glossary at the very end of the book, okay? Put your finger on that page or your hand and turn all the way to the glossary. Glossary is like a dictionary. Can you find the word rodent in the glossary? Very good. Point to the word rodent. Very good. So now let's read what it says for rodent. Read it out loud with me. An animal like mice and rats with sharp front teeth. What are they called again? Rodent. Now I want you to find the word gnaw. That's another bold-faced word. It's right here. It has a silent G. This is the tricky part. And what does the gnaw mean? Read your definition. To chew. Very good. So as you read today, you're going to come across, let's go back to the beginning now, you're going to come across one page or maybe 2 that have a sticky note on it. When you come to that page, you're going to write a question that you're going to ask your fellow students in this group. So let me show you how to do this. I know you've been asking questions in the classroom, but you haven't written them yet in the guided reading. So I'm going to read this page. You can follow along with me on page 2. Have you ever seen a squirrel? Yeah, we can read it together. Have you ever seen a squirrel? Most people have. Squirrels are everywhere. They live in the country and they live in the city. So stop. I have to think of a word or a question. Remember, what are the question words? Do you remember which the question words are? Who? What? Can you give me another one? Nope. Where? Why? Let's stick with those. So your question is going to start with one of those words. So I'm going to start with the word where. And I'm going to write, where do squirrels live? Now, is it answered in the book? Is it answered in the book? Yep, it is. Find it. Where do squirrels live? It's right there in the book. They live in 2 places. It's on the very end. They live in the country and they live in the city. Do you see the kind of question I want you guys to ask? Okay, now you can turn the page and start reading. Oh, and I forgot, when you come to a big word, try to find the parts that'll help you read that word. Okay. Whisper me to me. You can whisper a little bit.